This is a place where movement clears your mind. Where the further you go, the quieter everything becomes. And where each stop doesn't just show you something new, it shifts how you feel. From the energy of Denver, to the stillness of the mountains, to the landscapes that don't feel real until you're standing in them. This is a road trip designed to reset you and then build you back up again. Hi, I'm Curtis, and welcome to Omni Travel and Adventures. I design experiences built around how you want to feel, not just what you want to see. And today we're heading to Colorado for a road trip that's less about checking stops off of a map and more about how the journey transforms you along the way. Good morning. We are going to explore downtown Denver today, starting with Union Station once we clear all of these stairs. Every great road trip needs a starting point, and in Colorado, that begins in Denver. A city that gives you just enough energy before the mountains take over. It's where the shift starts, from movement to intention, and from here, the road opens up. We're going to visit the Red Rock Amphitheater in Denver. Not far from Denver, the landscape starts to shift. The city starts to fade, and the mountains begin to take over. And just like that, you're in Colorado Springs. This isn't a place you come to slow down. This is a place built for movement. Colorado Springs is a base camp, built for easy access to some of the most iconic outdoor experiences in the state. Garden of the Gods. Massive red rock formations that don't feel real until you're standing right in the middle of them. Even beneath the surface, there's more to explore. And above it all, Pikes Peak, where the air gets thinner and the perspective gets bigger. And this is where it stops being about what you see. It starts becoming about what you're willing to push through. Good morning. We are in Colorado Springs, about to do the Manitou Incline. It's bright and early, the sun's already coming up, so we won't catch sunrise from the top, but let's see if I can get it here. This climb pushes you step by step. 2,000 feet of elevation gain in less than a mile. 2,768 steep, uneven steps. But it's not the distance that gets you, it's the mindset. Because somewhere in the middle, when your legs are burning and your breathing won't settle, it becomes a decision. Keep going or turn back. And the higher you go, the quieter everything gets until you reach the top. And the view isn't just something you see, it's something you earned. We're just about a half mile in, about 40 minutes. Definitely not a joke. Just barely crossed step 800, but 2,700. I just want to get to the 1,000 right now. Oh. Stair 1,000. Almost there. I'm gonna look at this incline in front of us, and it's just gonna get steeper. But we hit 1,000, 1,500 next goal. This is the point of no return. That sign's correct, 1,000 more steps. So, not bad. $2,300, still going up. Holy cow.
Good job.
Yay!
Hey, girl. You don't need a ribbon.
And just when you need a break, you'll find quiet places to relax, reset, before heading back out on the road again. Colorado Springs isn't the destination, it's where the momentum starts. And from here, the road pulls you even deeper into something completely different. And the further you go into Colorado, the less predictable it becomes. The mountains don't disappear, but the landscape starts to change. Wider, drier, quieter, until suddenly, you're somewhere you didn't expect. Because right in the middle of it all are the tallest sand dunes in North America, set against the peaks in a way that doesn't seem to make sense until you see it for yourself. This place slows you down whether you want it to or not. Every step takes a little more effort. Every climb asks a little more of you. But that's what makes it different. You're not just looking at the landscape. You're moving through it. And somewhere out here, with nothing around you but sand, sky, and mountains, everything gets quiet again. Not empty, just clear. You expect this. You're in Egypt. We're standing in the, southeast corner of Colorado? I don't know. Sand dune is not what you think. Alright, I made it to the top. Steph is somewhere down that hill. I'm currently at 8,436 feet, and I'm feeling every bit of that altitude right now. But I just had to see what was, I would say, over the top of what I could see. And it's nothing but more sand, more hills. I see some footprints, but they get very, very thin and very, very few at that point. So I'm gonna head back down to Steph. And as the sun starts to fall, the landscape changes again. And then the sky takes over. Out here, far from the noise, you don't just see the stars, you feel the space around you. Alright, so we have made it to the parking lot. About to grab everything out of the car, grab the blanket, and head out to the sand dunes. This would be an interesting walk too, in the dark. So, set up my GPS on our map so we can make sure we can find the car when we leave, and let's go see how this goes. Alamosa in the Great Sand Dunes isn't a place you plan your whole trip around. It's a place you add when you're looking for something different. And once you leave, you start to realize this road trip isn't about where you're going. It's about how much it keeps changing along the way. And as you continue to keep moving west, the landscape changes again. Less open, more layered, like the land itself is starting to tell a different story. Because here, it's not about the landscape anymore. It's about the people who lived within it. Mesa Verde is one of the most significant archaeological sites in North America, where entire communities were built directly into the cliffside. Designed with intention, adapted to their environment, and sustained for generations. And standing here, you start to see the landscape differently, not just as a place to explore, but as something that shaped the people who called it home. Every structure, every placement had a purpose. It's not loud, it doesn't try to impress you, but it stays with you in a quieter way. In just a short drive from Mesa Verde, you can stand in 4 states at once at Four Corners Monument. It's a simple stop, but one of those moments that makes the journey feel genuine. It's not something you stay for long, but it's something you remember. And then just like that, you're back on the road again. And as you leave the desert behind, the landscape starts to shift again. The road climbs higher, the terrain gets sharper, and the sense of space starts to change. Because this time, it's not wide open, it's vertical. Good afternoon. It is a nice 80 degrees here in Montrose, and we are about to head into Black Canyon National Park. This will be our 30th national park. The park just reopened after some wildfires, so curious to see how much damage was done and what this park is all about. So
let's head that way, and I'll see you when we get there.
The Black Canyon of the Gunnison's National Park, one of the steepest and most dramatic landscapes in the country. A place where the walls drop so fast and the canyon runs so deep that parts of it only see sunlight for a few minutes a day. It's the kind of place that makes you pause, not because it's quiet, but because of how powerful it feels. Here you go, a little perspective of how deep this canyon really is. That would be the Burj Khalifa, and the only reason it gets out of the canyon is because of its spire. That's insane. Kinda cool. Tucked into the mountains, Ouray feels different, quieter, slower, like the place you come to reset after everything you've just experienced. It's not about doing more here, it's about letting the moment catch up to you. From here, the road doesn't level out, it climbs, it narrows, and it demands your attention. And what's ahead might be the most unforgettable stretch of road the entire trip. The drive from Ouray to Silverton along the $1 Million Highway is one of the most unforgettable stretches of road in the country. No guardrails, sharp turns, and views to take your eyes away from the road, even when they shouldn't. It's not just a drive, it's an experience you feel the entire time. And somewhere along the way, you stop thinking about where you're going and just focus on the moment you're in. In Silverton, stop, grab lunch, and take a breath before heading back. Telluride is less crowded than bigger resort towns, but just as dramatic. It's a place where outdoor meets refinement, where everything feels intentional, and every moment feels just a little more personal. Made it down to Telluride, and we're going to start our day on the gondola. So we're going to take the ride up to the San Sofia station, hop off, hike down the trail to Mountain Village, catch the gondola back at Mountain Village, and come all the way back down to Telluride. So it's time to do some exploring. Here we go. So we made it down to Mountain Village, and we have ordered some churros, gonna relax for a little bit, then we'll head over and catch the gondola back up and over down into Telluride. So this is a cool little village. I'll show you around a little bit and then enjoy our churros and head down. This isn't the kind of place you rush through, because it's not just about what you see, it's about how you feel while you're here. And by now, you start to realize this trip isn't just about changing landscapes around you. It's changing your pace, your perspective, and the way you move through it. Estes Park and the Rocky Mountains aren't just stops on a road trip, they're destinations on their own. High alpine landscapes, hundreds of peaks over 11,000 feet, and hundreds of miles of trails, and some of the most dramatic terrain you can reach without leaving your car. It's the kind of place that deserves more time, more attention, and one that we'll come back to in the next video because it deserves it. But as this part of the journey comes to an end, the landscapes aren't the only thing that's changed. Your pace has slowed, your perspective has shifted, and the way you experience everything feels different. Because this kind of travel stays with you long after you leave. If you enjoyed this and this is the kind of travel you're looking for, like, comment, and subscribe and follow along. I share destinations, ideals, and experiences designed to help you travel with more intention. You can also explore more at omnitravelandadventures.com or scan the QR code on the screen and join the newsletter for weekly inspirations.